I think perhaps the most important thing that we've learned throughout the rollout of the NHS COVID-19 app is the strong role we have as place leaders to work with our whole community, to use all of the assets within our community and really get very close to the key stakeholders, the key influencers, all of the people who will make a difference in the community in its ordinary day-to-day life. We want to harness their support and we wanted to really get them to get behind our campaign to get the whole community bought into and using the app. So to do that, we had to create some really strong local messages that had local resonance, that people could understand, could identify with. And we knew what those messages were from talking to our key stakeholders. So bringing those key stakeholders together very early on to work with them, to talk to them about the app, to explain the app, but then to hear from them how they would want the message to be delivered to the various people that they work with and they are responsible for. To help us with that, we had some very strong messages from some of those key leaders. So whether it was from the police, from our health colleagues, from partners within business, especially from the MP and the leader of the council, very strong and very consistent messages about the importance of the app and the benefits it would bring to our community. Our staff were absolutely amazing in taking on the app, using it, talking about it, and then trying to sell it to the rest of the island, to their families, their friends and their neighbours, and really talking it up for the benefits that it would bring, not only to the island, but also to the nation. And I have to say, our staff and staff within the NHS were really, really strong ambassadors in the first few days of the app before it launched publicly on the Isle of Wight. So when it did launch publicly, people were ready for it, they were waiting for it, they were expectant. We'd created a sense of energy, and people were then very keen to take it on the app and download the app and really make it work for the island and for the benefits it would bring.
The rollout of the app attracted a lot of media attention, unsurprisingly national, and in particular local. And we were keen at the start of this project to ensure that the local media were given the opportunity to hear news about the app, to hear information about the app, to have a pre-launch exposure that meant that they could have a head start on some of the national press and guidelines and information that were going to be published. It made them feel part of the project, and it helped them understand why we wanted to own the rollout and made them part of owning that rollout as well. We were provided with a set of national marketing assets to support the rollout of the app on the island, but we were very clear from the start that we needed to be able to tailor those assets in a different way, and we provided a local toolkit to our key stakeholders. Some very visual and different approaches to marketing the app that we knew that they would support and be able to use. We produced some myth-busting videos that clearly set out answers to some of the key questions that we were continually being asked. And they were fronted by Dr. Geraint Lewis, who was the lead for NHSX on developing the app. His technical and professional expertise in response to a set of questions was really meaningful and really helpful, and gave us some videos that we could use on our social media channels and that we could share with key stakeholders across the council. We used the opportunity provided to us as our staff, as ambassadors, to produce a key worker video, a short snippet of key workers from across the NHS Trust and some council workers just giving their view on why it was important to download the app, saying that it meant a lot to the local community and it meant a lot to them. It was a fun video, it was something different, and it really set the scene for helping to demonstrate how people were so passionate about wanting to have something that could help their local community.
So if you're in contact with somebody who has symptoms, you want to know about it. So do it, download that app now.
Please, please, do it now.
So if you haven't done it yet, just download the app. Download, download, download. You don't need to do anything, just download the app.
It was important for us that Our communication and marketing was visual and not just words. We all know that lots of people understand things if they can see things much more than read. And we wanted to take advantage of the opportunity to do something different for us that supported the app, but that was very much set in terms of an island context. That in turn promoted an organic growth of PR from celebrities on island, companies wanting to support their workforce in a way that we hadn't even envisaged at the start of this project. People owned the app. They owned wanting to download it and wanting to support the local community. And they took that message and the messages that we provided them and created a whole host of other sets of information and videos and supportive statements that really helped spread the message across the community. Although media was very important at the start of this programme and we made a commitment to engage with our local media, this was a campaign and this was a programme of stakeholder engagement, and our social media content was really important. We produced a large amount of content to be uploaded and used via all sorts of different social media channels and platforms, and we encouraged our staff and others to do the same with it. But we also monitored how people were responding to it, and we provided feedback to comments directly on those social media channels. That direct engagement with individuals helped spread the message even further and helped manage and contain issues, but also provided us with really valuable feedback that we could put through to the national team really quickly and really effectively. And it felt like we were sharing messages between our community and the national team in a really positive way. This was a challenge for us. We're a small local authority. We don't have a huge workforce. We have a very small communications and media engagement team. And there was a lot of interest in what we were doing, both from media, but also through social media channels as well. And we had to work to balance the different sorts of response and information that we were being asked for across those different channels and at pace.
So for me, there are three things that we've learned from this project. The first is that really strong role that local authorities have as leaders of place. We know the people to talk to, we know the people to work with, we know how they'll respond, and we can really make the best use of those assets. I think the second thing is we have to get the communications messages right, but we have to get them at the right level to the right people, and we have to repeat them and repeat them and repeat them. People will buy into the project, they will buy into the app when they see the benefit and they'll understand what it can do for them. And then I think thirdly, that we should never forget to say thank you, because it's a whole community effort and people will understand what they're trying to do, but we'll need their help.
There's no doubt that that early engagement with media, with stakeholders, with key employers, with those community leaders who you will know in your local community was absolutely critical to the success of the rollout on the island.
If I was to sum this up overall, I would say the whole project is about people. They've helped us to help them. They've helped us to do the best that we can. They've helped the Isle of Wight Council to lead the nation, and they've demonstrated that councils can.